in COVID-19 cases has pushed the government to change some of its policies in fighting the disease. How will this impact vaccine procurement? We go above and beyond the headlines with Presidential Advisor for Entrepreneurship, Joey Concepcion. Joey, thank you so much for joining us. What is your take on this decision by the FDA to suspend immunizing people below 60 years old with AstraZeneca vaccines? And these are the same Astra vaccines that have been ordered in the millions by the private sector.
Yeah, to be exact, 21 million, about basically 21 million doses, no? from the LGUs, 39 LGUs, and close to 500 companies. So what is my take here? I think this is old news, no? This has been out in all the newspapers and magazines about the AstraZeneca clotting as early as late January, February, no? So the Philippines acted on it only now, but if you can see the other countries, very few countries have the same regulation. I don't know if anybody has 60 years and below that cannot take these vaccines, no? But I know that UK has 30 years and below. The ASEAN countries have no restriction on age at all, Malaysia, Indonesia, and etc. So I think it's taken out of, I mean, it's an overreaction. No? And the worst part here, Sito, is that we have no alternative. AstraZeneca is arriving in large quantities. I mean, the government is using it for coming from COVAX. They use 500,000. They did not see any blood clotting there, so I don't know what's the issue. So
but isn't it confusing? Isn't it giving mixed signals now to your fellow business leaders on this this latest call of the FDA? I mean, there seems to be a lot of uncertainty.
Clearly, because we spent a lot of money to secure these vaccines at high risk, because at that time there was no MHRA approval, so we could have lost all our deposit. Now that we secured it, we're now building vaccine confidence among employees that started in the low 50s, and now we've taken up to 80s and 90% that are willing to vaccinate themselves. But in the morning, so you see the headlines in every newspaper and tabloid about AstraZeneca. What do you think the employees are now asking us? Do they have to take the vaccine? So we're now all challenged, and this is a lot of money, a lot of doses. And the way out of our problem, as you can see, the death toll today, 400, the number of cases, 12,000, that's not going to end. We're in a different war. The war is escalating because of the variants. And in my opinion, the only way out of this is vaccines. No? So if you look at the number of people, out of 26 million, 84 cases have been reported in Europe and in UK. And that's been there for a long time. I don't know why FDA did not see that. We have all of these facts sent to us. And that's basically 0.00005 zeros and 3%. So it's 0.003%, and versus the death toll at 1.7% of Filipinos dying due to COVID. Now, so if you look at that, it's so low compared to the number of people dying. So, and clearly, I mean, the benefits outweigh the risk, and the strategy of this country is to get out of this pandemic. And how will you do that? You have to take certain risks. No?
So Joey, should the FDA just have waited for more research, more studies before making a haphazard decision like this?
Well, I was talking to AstraZeneca. I mean, they were supposed to have a meeting, and all of a sudden, this press con happened. So, I mean, Domingo, in fairness, I mean, I respect him a lot, but this is totally, we are all caught flat-footed. I mean, everybody, and even Secretary Galvez did not know about this press con, and it just caught us. And then they could have cleared it. There's so much data from AstraZeneca on all of this, which they now submitted to FDA, but that's all accessible to the news, all the medical journals and all of that. So I don't understand, and we are aware of this, the incidence of blood clotting, and it's really very small, extremely small.
So Joey, are there some business leaders right now who are quite hesitant about moving forward with their AstraZeneca orders?
No, everybody's going forward because 70% of the value of these vaccines have been paid. 30% is due upon delivery, and we need these vaccines badly. Honestly, Rico, I mean, you can see the number of deaths. That's 400. The blood clot. How many got blood clot out of 25 million? 82. out of 25 million. So compare 400 today. I mean, that's a serious thing right now. 400 dying. If that continues every day, that's huge. And the number of infection is just increasing. So if we don't get these vaccines, and aside from AstraZeneca and Moderna that's arriving in great numbers starting June, what else do we have? Sinovac, COVAX, yes, but that's also AstraZeneca, unless we're going to give up the 4.5 that's supposed to arrive. People already took the first dose. They gave all 500,000 as first dose because you can take AstraZeneca to 8 to 12 weeks. So what's going to happen there? So, and if we're going to just vaccinate people above 60, that's a small fraction of the population. The greater number is those people below 60. That's the entire workforce of the private sector between the ages of 30 to 55.
And with all of these confusing signals and policies from the government, this will definitely lead to more vaccine hesitancy among our kababayans. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsnight, Presidential Advisor for Entrepreneurship, Joey Concepcion.